Live from Garry O'Neal Studios in Baltimore.
You're listening to the See.Plan.Do show with Garry O'Neal.
All right, here you go. Keep the change.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy party! Yeah! Ow! What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome to the See.Plan.Do show with me, professional mindset coach, business coach, soon to be a marriage and family therapist. Soon, Mr. Garry O'Neal Jr. And as always, when you see me out in the streets, waxing up Goldie, making sure she right to cruise the streets with the kids, please don't forget the junior shout out to Pops. And we have another power pack podcast here on the See.Plan.Do show, season 6, episode 136, entitled Fight the Stigma. And in today's episode, we're going to be discussing the stigmas attached with mental health, as well as how we can recognize it and stop it using the S.T.O.P technique. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as you guys know, a person being me being a life coach, mindset coach, I've had plenty of clients working a suicide hotline. Mental health is very, very serious to me. And so we have to do, all of us has to do our part. All right, so can I get to my shout outs? My day one A1 listeners, shout out to you. People that are listening to this for the first time, watching this for the first time, wherever you are, whenever you are, inside the U.S., outside of the U.S., thank you. Could have been literally anywhere in the world, but you are taking time out of your day, your moment, your week to be able to listen to me, and I appreciate that. And so if this show is your show, please share it, like it, please comment on how you feel about it. But this is going to be a really great show. All right. So can we get to we got to our shout outs. Can I get to my See.Plan.Do moment of the week? Absolutely. So right after a brief word from our sponsors, we'll get right to it.
Are you looking to get certified in CPR, first aid, or other life-saving skills? Heart Savers Maryland is your premier CPR training facility. Individual and classroom sessions available. Schedule your training at heartsaversmd.com. Each second counts. Get trained today.
Hey, your See.Plan.Do moment of the week is entitled Treat Yourself. So this is all to all our parents, not just parents, anybody out here. I am offering you a call to action, a challenge, if you will. A lot of times we go through life working hard, paying bills, going to school, being an entrepreneur, doing all these things, and we never take the time out to simply just enjoy the fruits of our labor. All right. Even myself, I realized that very easily I would be able to buy stuff for the kids, but I would never buy myself a new pair of shoes, especially when I needed it. I wouldn't buy myself a new shirt, especially when I needed it. And so I am offering you this today. Today, I'm challenging you, not even offering it to you. Start treating yourself. Start looking for and only accepting high value things to you. If you need to buy a new mattress for your bed, buy a new mattress. If you need to buy a new car and you can do it, go buy a new car. If you need to get a new job because this one doesn't serve you anymore, go get the new job. Too often we want to be martyrs. We say, oh, we're going to be humble. We're going to be humble, man. F that. Humble doesn't mean that you should live in poverty. Humble doesn't mean that you can't have nice things. Humble doesn't mean that, oh, I'm going to play small. You playing small doesn't serve the world. It doesn't serve the people that are watching you. It doesn't serve anybody, especially yourself. So today, if there are things you know you need to get for yourself to make yourself feel better, if you need to get your hair done, you need to get your nails done, you need to buy new clothes, you need to get new things, treat yourself. All right, that's your See.Plan.Do moment of the week. So can we get to our Greenlight Entertainment Song of the Week? Now, guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can go right on down to the playlist. You'll see the playlist, Song of the Week and intro songs. That's where I post any song that I feel is striking in me. So please make sure you check that out. Check out those vibes. And so right after a brief word from one of our sponsors, guess what? We'll get right to it.
Having a wedding, birthday party, or other social or corporate event, contact Greenlight Entertainment today. With our experienced DJs, quality sound, and professional service, we look to make your event the event. Check us out on the web at www.greenlightentertain.com. With Greenlight Entertainment, you have the green light.
You most certainly have the green light to do whatever you want to do. All right, so season 6, episode 136, entitled Fight the Stigma. Again, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so let's talk about mental health. All right, because there is a stigma. All right, there is a stigma out here, and we have to make sure that we support people, that we offer safe space for people that are going through a tough time. All right, so let's go right into the numbers, since, just to make sure that we lay a ground level of, hey, this is real for us. All right. Sometimes people are like, oh, mental health is this or mental health is that. And no, man, mental health is real. Let me just spit the numbers to you. 43.8 million people deal with mental health in a given year. 43.8. 1 in 5 Americans suffer from some sort of mental illness. 1 in 5. Last time I checked, that's 20%. All right. Anxiety and anxiety disorders is the most common disorder, affecting over 18% of adults. Over 18% of adults, and watch this, over 25% of children. So anxiety, often worrying about future events that haven't happened, 18% of adults and over 25% of our children. All right, 7% of people live with major depression. Major depression. And that's a longer time, and you can look up what major depression looks like, but 7% is a lot. 37% of students 14 and up. So any student 14 and up, 37% of them with a mental condition will drop out of school. And last, but unfortunately not least, 90% of people that have committed suicide were also suffering from mental illness. Those are just in my research, because as always on this show, I'm going to do my research for you guys. Make sure I look things up. It's not just going to come off the dome. Sometimes it does, but look at those staggering numbers. 43.8 million, 1 in 5, 18% of adults, 25% of children. 7% of us in the population are dealing with major depression. 37% of kids, of students 14 and up are going to drop out of school. And people that commit suicide, 90% of them have dealt with or has suffered from some sort of mental illness. That is staggering. And so not only do I want to make sure that, we bring that to light, and on the show, I've talked about a dozen, plenty of topics in 136 episodes, plenty of topics dealing with mental health, grief, anxiety, anger issues, all those different things. So please, let's look at, some of the stigmas, because there is a stigma attached, especially nowadays in social media, where people want to really, one, they don't want to make it seem like it's real. And two, we want to really downplay it. So here are some of the stigmas that have been out and about. I just want to read some to you. Everyone has anxiety. Some people are just stronger than you are. Therapy and medications are just scams. You don't need that. All women are a little bipolar. Mental illness is just an excuse to live off of benefits and not contribute to society. Kids and teens, they can't have mental illness. What do they have to worry about? All right. What do you mean you can't get out of bed? It's not like your legs aren't working. And some of these you can see right on social media or in people's conversations. Oh, my OCD is coming out again. I've seen that. I've seen people say that. Oh, my OCD is acting up. Oh, I stayed up until 1 a.m. My insomnia is so bad. See that right there, those, because mental disorders, mental illness are not adjectives. All right. Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I was feeling really depressed. Because sometimes we want to make light of it, or we not even make light of it. We just want to downplay it. We want to downplay at times mental disorder. And sometimes we may do it inadvertently. Right? If you don't know, you don't know. And we'll get to how you can know. Quit being psycho. That person's psycho. You're a psycho. My mom yelled at me yesterday. My dad yelled at me yesterday. Oh, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my partner. Oh, they're so bipolar. Oh man, I almost messed up in that test. Oh wait, when I found out that there was answers, that there were questions on the back. Oh man, you almost gave me a panic attack. Oh, you're looking so thin. You look anorexic. See, when I did my research and looked up some of those stigmas that people were saying, that's a lot. All right. So, this is not going to be a long episode. We're getting right to it, right? Because mental health is real. Don't let anyone tell you that mental health is not real. As a business coach, as a life coach, I support a lot of people. As a person who works the suicide hotline almost every day, I support a lot of people. And everyone's not suicidal, but a lot of people have mental disorders, mental health issues, depression, anxiety, panic attacks. So we can't just make it seem as though it's a lack of motivation. As a person who's a motivational speaker, I know it's not that. You know it's not that. We know it's not being an ableist, right? I learned that term a long time. And then somebody said, oh, life coaches are ableist. And I had to look it up and I said, there's no way I'm an ableist. An ableist will just totally ignore that there are things going on. And that's not what we do. But there are a lot of ableist people. Oh, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Pull the blinds back. Get the hell out of bed. Get some coffee. Go handle your business. Now, of course, that type of conversation is due for somebody else. But if someone's going through mental health issue, if someone is going through mental illness issues, that's not going to help them. That's actually going to plunge them further. So how can we support? How can we fight the stigma of mental illness? Oh, it's not real. It's just somebody being lazy. Oh, you're being dramatic. How can we fight the stigma? The first thing is we got to get to talking. We talk about so many different things on social media, online, offline. We have to make sure that we openly talk about mental health. There have been a couple of athletes that Kevin Love, Paul George. There's been a gymnast, Simone, I believe Simone Biles. Did she? One of the gymnasts, one of the tennis players. They all talked about it. All right. We need to not just have those people because those people got grilled. Some people really had an issue with them. We have to talk openly about mental health. Just talk about it openly. Hey, Gary, have you ever experienced anxiety? Absolutely. Have you ever experienced depression? No, I have not experienced depression, but I could have been borderline depressed. But I'm not going to say, oh, I was depressed. I know we have to get into what the terms mean. Was I sad about certain things? Yeah, I wasn't depressed. Have I suffered anxiety? Absolutely. Have I been diagnosed with PTSD? Yes. And those things are real. My first conversation with my therapist, he said, "Hey, Garry, you know you got PTSD, right?" And I said, "I've never been in war." When it came out of my mouth, I thought about it. I said, "Damn, you have been." So we need to talk openly about mental health. All right. Social media has been a great space, even though sometimes it's an ugly space. Social media is a great space of positivity and encouragement and enlightenment, as well as education. So we got to start talking about it. All right. Educate yourself and others. Okay. So don't, and that's just one of the issues with social media is that we don't want to educate ourselves. And we have so much information at our fingertips. Educate yourselves. What are the signs and symptoms of depression? What are the signs and symptoms of suicide? What does anxiety mean? How can we talk to our kids or our partners if they're going through something? How can we help somebody with a panic attack? All right. So we need to educate not only ourselves, but other people. All right. And we also need to, that when we're on social media, when someone says something that's incorrect, we need to make sure that we address those by sharing facts and sharing experiences. All right. Sometimes people believe that coaches, mentors, etc., that we don't go through stuff. Again, I've been through stuff, just like you've been through stuff. And we're all in this together. Be conscious of your language. Think about some of those things. Some of those things I've seen people write and I've heard people say it. Oh, it's my OCD. So just because you like things to be tidy and neat doesn't mean you have OCD. Doesn't mean that. Go look it up. Look it up what it means. Be conscious of what you're saying. And also, in addition to being conscious of the language, what you're saying, we got to remind ourselves that the old adage that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, that is damn sure not true. Words hurt. So we got to get out of thinking that, oh, it's just words. Oh, I'm just joking. It's just that. It's just social media. Bullshit. It's too many people that have died. It's too many people that have been bullied. Too many people that have died. Too many people. Again, 43.8 million people suffer or have suffered mental illness in their life in a given year. Not a life, in a given year. That's in a given year. So that means that on social media, when people are saying stuff, when people are ingesting this information, we got to make sure that we're acting in accordance and being right. There's nothing wrong with taking a 10-second break or a 2-minute break to just educate yourself. All right. If you on your laptop, ain't nothing wrong with getting on your phone, a little internet and checking. Okay, this is what depression means over a certain period of time. Okay, be conscious of the language. Remind people that words matter, both positively and negatively. Encourage equality between physical and mental illness. We okay with a person not coming into work or a person not being able to do things because their leg is broken or they twisted their ankle or they suffered a concussion, stuff like that. But when it comes down to mental illness, we don't treat people the same. If someone told you they had cancer or diabetes, we should treat that the same as someone tells you that they suffer from panic attacks, they suffer from anxiety. There's nothing wrong to try to encourage a person. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But we have to make sure that we are a support system, that people can come to us and be we're supportive and we're meeting them where we are. Nothing wrong with encouraging a person. But we need to, and especially in that realm, Kevin Love got hammered when they talked about the depression. Paul George, he talked about it a lot. Can you imagine a pro athlete, what they got to deal with? Social media, you miss a shot. Look at what Jordan Poole missed a jumper. Could have won the game, man. People, man, go to Twitter right now. Go to Twitter right now and go look up what people have said to him. It's just a game. I don't own any part of the team. And even if I did own part of the team, I'm gravy. I own part of the team. But go look. Go look at what people say when someone says, hey, I can't do it. Because mentally, I'm not there. All right. I want to say it's Simone. But when there was an issue and one of the gymnasts didn't go, oh, you're not defending our country. Come on, man. No one deserves that. And you would not talk to someone like that who had a broken arm or a cancer or diabetes. So we need to make sure that we encourage equality between the two. All right. Be honest about treatment. All right. Normalize mental health treatment the same way when we had COVID and we were being treated. When you have a cold, when you have strep throat, when you have, I don't know, whatever issue you have. But if someone is being treated for anxiety or panic attacks, which is real, I've talked to people in the middle of a panic attack. If you've never talked to someone or been around someone that is experiencing a panic attack, it's scary, to be honest. It puts you on alert just to help you out. Let me tell you what happens in a panic attack. Your body suddenly starts responding as if all the alarms are going off. And you don't know why. Go look it up. Go look up what panic attacks are. Go look up some of these things I've talked about today. Okay? So we got to be honest about treatment. If somebody's going to a therapist, we do not need to shame somebody for going to a therapist. Hell, a lot of people need to go start going to a therapist. And we need to stop, encouraging that, oh, instead of going to therapy, oh, let's just go out and get shots. Oh, let's go to the hookah lounge. Oh, let's do this. Let's do some of these vices that, oh, here, take some perks. What? They're taking drugs. They're smoking weed all day. Now, don't get me wrong. I am 420 friendly. I don't care what you do. If that's something that you would like to do, then, whatever adult wants to do with their time and energy. But if someone's doing drugs, someone's drinking, engaging in types of behavior to get away, they probably need to see a counselor. I have signed up to start bereavement training. So I'll be a bereavement coach in a couple of weeks because it's important. Because when someone's going through grief and they start having anxiety or depression, we got to be able to support them. So we need to normalize mental health treatment the same way you would support if someone, hurt themselves physically. We need to show compassion with people for those that have mental illness. You got some of these people to say, F that, just get in the gym. Listen, man, getting in the gym is great. Just reconnected with my personal trainer. I'm undergoing a 6-week challenge for myself. There are some amazing people that have joined. And if you want to be a part of it, I'm dropping my ebook soon. I'll make sure I make a post and it'll be in the comments. But this 6 weeks is about mental and physical. And if someone is feeling depressed, if someone is having anxiety, if someone is suffering from a mental health condition, we need to show some goddamn compassion. We out here acting like we're just perfect and we just can't, we're not going through shit. That you're not going through shit. But because maybe you're responding a little differently, that means that we can't show compassion. We can't share. We can't be supportive to one another. That's crazy, man. All right. And we know also that, one of the other things I wanted to do as far as how can we support, because I want to get to the last thing is the stop technique. Stop technique is choose empowerment over shame. If you know someone that is suffering from a mental health condition, empower them. Let's empower the people. Let's support people. Let's love people that are going through these things. Let's love them. Take your time out, support them, go stop by. Don't get angry with them because now they're withdrawn from things you want to do. Don't get angry with them if they're not as happy, joy, or they can't listen to your freaking problems. That's another thing too. We get upset when people are not available to us because they're going through their own stuff. So let's choose empowerment. If a person is having a mental health issue, go seek treatment the same way. If your arm was hurt, if you hurt your ankle, if your back was hurting, if you had migraines, let's start empowering people that have mental health issues to be able to seek help openly and without being considered weak. A man can't have anxiety. A man can't be depressed. Oh, that's weak as hell, man. Man, the fuck up. That's crazy, man. And then when you find that man dead in a parking lot somewhere, then what? When you find that man engaging in hard drugs, now what? We have nobody to blame but ourselves. So let's choose empowerment, man. Let's choose love. Let's choose support. All right. And the last thing here, season 6, episode 136. Season 6, episode 136, Fight the Stigma. I was just thinking about how it's tough. You got to imagine that during this day and age where everything is just out there, all these highlight reels, all these women and men looking a certain way, all these people making money and going on trips and stuff like that, and people they're struggling. They're living their head above water. They're drowning. We got to support them. Okay? So the last thing is I really like this. I came across this, using the STOP technique to recognize mental health stigma. So before you start seeing something, before you start saying something, you can use the STOP technique. The S does this attitude or action? Does this stereotype people with mental health conditions? So that's the S. Does this attitude or action stereotype people with mental health conditions? The T is, does this attitude or action trivialize people with mental health conditions and or the condition itself? Oh, depression is just you not getting shit done. Oh, anxiety is just you're worrying too much. What you got to worry for? Be happy. Does it trivialize people with mental health conditions and or the condition itself? O is, does this action or attitude, does it offend people with mental health conditions? Does it offend people? And a lot of research in empowerment and support, if someone started saying, oh man, people with broken legs, they just need to get up, start walking, man. Stop being a bitch. Get up. Man up, woman up. Does this attitude or action offend people with mental health conditions? And the P is, does it patronize people with mental health conditions by treating them as if they're not as good as other people? So to stop mental health stigmas, make sure that we're not stereotyping, make sure we're not trivializing, making sure that we're not offending people, and making sure that we're not patronizing people as if people with mental health conditions are not good enough. We need to speak up against stigma. When we think about other conditions in our country, when we think about racism or sexism or things like that, you know what we need? We need everybody to say, hey, this shit is wrong. Hey, stop. Stop. That's what we need. We don't need just black people saying, hey, racism is wrong. We need everybody to say racism is wrong. We don't need just women say, hey, sexism is wrong. We need women and men. Everybody, whatever you identify with, hey, this is wrong. When you see someone saying something crazy about people that have mental health conditions, Jump in there, correct them, give them facts. Now, of course, you're going to have your trolls, but let's start empowering people. Let's start supporting people. Let's start loving people. So when you see it, let's stop that mental health stigma. Let's fight the stigma, because it's all good until it happens to you. If you're the one that keeps perpetuating the stigma, it's all good until it happens to you. All right, guys, that's the end of this episode. Please make sure you share this. Let's fight the stigma. All right. If you have found this episode enjoyable, or any episode, please, when you're on social media, please like, share, and subscribe. Share, all the things that we talk about on, that people want you to do on social media, on YouTube. Please leave a comment on maybe your experiences. All right. Share it and talk about your experiences, because that's what we need. We need more people talking. All right. Thank you for checking out the show. You have been the best. As always, you're the best part of the show. So until we see each other again, because we'll see each other again. We have to see each other. I see you. You see me. We're going to see other people, as we're all connected. We really are. Until we talk again, because we're going to talk about healing and supporting and safe spaces. That's what we need to do. And until we share those special moments again, until we share, and that way we realize that we're all just one and the same. Please, guys, always remember, see what you want to do, plan that thing out, and do it. Please, today, make sure that you check out more information about mental health. You can call 988 and check out the other resources that I posted in the comment section, as well as the information about this show. All right, your life coach loves you, man. I really hope you believe that. I'm here for you. If you need any coaching sessions, you mentioned this episode, you have sessions on me. All right, until next time, guys. See ya.